Sagittarius Rising. Welcome here to Soul Passages Astrology for your March 23rd Eclipse report. My name is Georgia Dempsey and I am your astrologer, and I am glad that you're back here for your double hitter. I know a few weeks ago we talked about the March 9th eclipse, and that eclipse was all about hearth and home and about bringing form from the ethers of chaos as seen by all of the planets that we had stewing down there in Pisces in our fourth house. Jupiter in Virgo was the polarity point, and it was encouraging us to bring forth that form from within those creative primordial waters. Jupiter and the north node of the moon are also intended to give you hope, faith, and self-confidence as you hatch the new you onto the world stage. If you remember the March 9th eclipse, Saturn in Sagittarius was the fulcrum point for the whole thing. It was forming a big T-square that was lined up perfectly between your home and career sectors. That still holds true for the March 23rd eclipse as well. Now, according to the Sabian symbols, the message of Saturn in Sagittarius at 16 degrees is this: a moment of pause that precedes change. It either heralds in alert readiness to act or distress regarding not knowing what lies ahead. So my message to you, dear Sagittarius Rising, is to continue to have hope and faith while working very hard to bring forth who you are meant to be. On the 23rd of March, we will have a full moon eclipse, and it is going to shine a very brilliant light onto your career sector as well as your partnerships. Saturn will still be squaring up to Jupiter at 16 degrees, further emphasizing both your desire to expand and contract. This will likely cause a halt to raises for many of you. For others, you've thrown in the towel and you've decided there are better ways to find abundance in your life, leaving more time for family and people at home on the plate. For those of you that are still dogging for a promotion, the message is to continue to work your ass off and have faith. You know you've got what it takes, Saggies, and you can still default to the other end of the spectrum later should you need to. You've got what it takes, and if somebody doesn't recognize that talent, you can always put your skills to the test by working for yourself. Saturn really does want you to work hard, but he doesn't care who you work for so long as you're putting the elbow grease into motion. Issues with women will be highlighted during the eclipse since the moon is full and is located in your career house at 3 degrees of Libra. You're going to love the Sabian symbol for the message of this position. The dawn of a new day reveals everything changed. Gotta love that right there. The transforming power of silence and darkness leads to stirring revelations. So whatever you've been waiting on like a ballerina on tiptoes at 16 degrees of Sagittarius, you're now about to see the dawning of a new day. And the message for all of you guys is to act. Don't get stuck on the distressed side of that eclipse fulcrum point. We are all very powerful women and men, and you have the ability to take charge of your own destiny. I really want you to hear that message. For those of you that are choosing to work for yourself, use the inspiration of Uranus in your 5th house to fire up your creative juices. Use visualization practices so you can clearly see where you want to be and ride that magic carpet to success. You have the capacity to transform your life right now by tapping into your creative life forces. Mars, your planet of action, is fired up in your 1st house of self. Use the experiences that come your way to rocket charge your life development. There's many a Sagittarius rising person out there that absolutely loves a challenge. So if you feel like you've been hamstrung while pivoting on that Saturn fulcrum, use this storehouse of energy, passion, and drive to see you through. And remember, Saggies, there are so many ways to evolve your life. Money is one small part of the equation, and it doesn't necessarily always even bring happiness. Finding a mission you can sink your teeth into, like a juicy steak bone, will do it for a lot of you. I know that. Others will enjoy the flexibility that you will gain by working for yourselves. You could also consciously choose to evolve your life by dumping the money and the ego attachments while pursuing something that sets your soul on fire. Mars in Sagittarius wants you to find the truth of who you are. With Virgo on the midheaven, you probably have several versions of that you that would work for you. And during this eclipse season, you are meant to get cracking on one of those versions. The pause point is soon to be over, so don't hesitate, Saggies. Grab your destiny. Draw on the strength you have within you to birth the new you. And I say that because we still have lots of planets located down there in that 4th house supporting your adventures in the world. Home businesses are favored providing you put in the effort. You can also draw on your family and psychological strength and self-confidence in order to shine your talents out into the world. Pluto, that ass kicker, who is lurking at 19 degrees of Capricorn in your 2nd house of values, will be hurling energy into the 4th house, supporting your psychological bearing. The Hulk's message is actually quite encouraging this time. According to the Sabian symbol for this transformative planet, we are all like 5-year-old children carrying bags of groceries that are completely busting full. In other words, Saggies, you've got what it takes. Not only is your plate full, but your talents overrunneth. Not only are you roaringly busy, but you've got the right stuff from the marketplace and for the marketplace. With the current planetary lineup, I can only imagine both are true. And you do have the self-confidence to make things happen and bring home the bacon and or the vegan bits, whichever ones knock your Birkenstocks off. For those of you that have seen enough, and some of you have, Pluto is also reminding you to count your blessings and to transform your value system. Money is one small part of life. Happiness, health, soul growth, time for family, and of course hiking should count in the mix. It's time to let your soul shine, Saggy, however that wants to come out of you. And if ever I knew a sign that could put the soul in a sister, it's you, Sagittarius. That's why I'm taking this time to get you fired up over who you are. Don't let others underestimate you. Rejection only makes you more steely and rock solid sure of yourself. You've got what it takes to make something good happen in your life, whether it's bagging the big job or chucking it all to start a business at home. You know the truth of who you are. That's the main message. And let it rip, sister, and light the world on fire in the process.